It was late at night, the kind of quiet where every small sound feels too loud. I was sitting on my bed, scrolling aimlessly on my phone, when the door opened without any warning. No knock. No footsteps. Just the soft click of the lock and the door slowly swinging inward. I froze. She stepped inside as if she had every right to be there. Tall, calm, and completely unafraid. Her eyes scanned the room quickly, like she was checking for hidden cameras or listening devices. Then she shut the door behind her and finally looked at me. "You shouldn't be awake," she said. Before I could ask who she was or how she got in, she reached for the zipper of her dress and slipped it off her shoulders. My heart jumped, but the moment didn't turn into what I expected. Beneath the dress wasn't bare skin, but a tight, glowing suit covered in faint blue lines, like circuits alive with energy. "That was just a cover," she explained, noticing my confusion. I tried to speak, but my throat felt dry. None of this made sense. She walked closer, sat down on the edge of my bed, and nodded toward the empty space beside her. "Move over," she said, calm but urgent. I obeyed without thinking. Up close, I could feel a strange vibration in the air around her, like the room itself was humming. She pressed 2 fingers to her wrist, and a small holographic symbol flickered to life. "They're tracking me," she whispered. "And now that I'm here, they'll find you too." My stomach dropped. "Who are they?" I asked. She finally met my eyes, and for the first time, I saw fear beneath her confidence. I stared at the glowing symbol hovering above her wrist, my mind racing. "Tracking you, how?" I asked quietly. She snapped her fingers, and the hologram vanished. "From orbit," she said. "And from the city." I had to disappear fast. "Your building is old, no modern scanners." "That's why I chose it." "Chose it?" I echoed. "You broke into my room." She gave a small, almost apologetic smile. "Borrowed it." Before I could argue, the lights flickered again, stronger this time. Somewhere far away, a low hum rolled through the air, like distant thunder that didn't belong to the sky. Her expression hardened. "They're closer than I thought." She stood and pressed her palm against the wall. Lines of light spread outward, forming a translucent shield that wrapped around the room like invisible glass. My breath caught as the temperature dropped slightly, the air feeling charged. "What are you?" I asked. She hesitated, then answered, "Not from here." A sudden pulse shook the building. Dust fell from the ceiling. My heart pounded so hard I could hear it in my ears. "They won't attack openly," she said. "Not yet. They'll observe. Test you." "Test me?" I snapped. "I didn't sign up for this." Her gaze softened. "I know. But you're already part of it. The moment I walked through that door, your signal changed." Another hum, closer now. She reached into the air and pulled something invisible free. Slowly, it solidified into a thin, metallic band. She placed it gently in my hand. "Put this on," she said. "It'll hide you, for a while." "For a while?" I repeated. She nodded. "Long enough to make a choice." "A choice about what?" She looked at the door, then back at me, eyes steady and serious. "About whether you want to survive this alone, or help me stop them." Outside, something heavy moved across the roof. And I realized this night was far from over. The sound above us grew louder, metal scraping against concrete, slow and deliberate. Whatever was on the roof wasn't human. I slipped the metallic band onto my wrist. It tightened on its own, warm for a second, then completely still. Immediately, the humming in my ears stopped. She noticed. "Good. It's working." "What exactly did it do to me?" I asked. "It removed you from their priority grid," she replied. "For now, you're background noise." Another impact shook the building. The shield on the wall shimmered, rippling like water struck by a stone. She clenched her jaw. "They've deployed a seeker," she said. "Small, but persistent." "A seeker?" My voice cracked. "Like a drone?" "More like a hunter." She moved fast, clearing the desk with one sweep of her arm. A glowing map appeared in midair, my city, but layered with symbols and moving dots. One red signal pulsed directly above us. "That's it," she said. "It's scanning every floor." My chest tightened. "So what do we do?" She looked at me, really looked at me, as if weighing something important. "I need access to the lower levels. Basements confuse their sensors. But I can't leave you unprotected." Another tremor. The shield dimmed slightly. "You said I had a choice," I reminded her. She nodded slowly. "Yes." I stood up. My legs felt shaky, but my mind was clear. "Then I'm coming with you." For a moment, she said nothing. Then a small, genuine smile appeared. "You're braver than most." She touched the band on my wrist, and it flared to life, projecting a thin layer of light over my skin. I felt stronger, sharper. "Stay close," she said. "Don't run unless I tell you to." The door unlocked itself with a soft click. Above us, the ceiling cracked. And below us, the darkness waited. The hallway outside my room was darker than usual, the emergency lights casting long red shadows along the walls. Every step echoed too loudly, like the building itself was nervous. She moved ahead of me, silent and precise, one hand raised as if feeling the air. "Stay in my shadow," she whispered. We reached the stairwell just as another pulse shook the upper floors. The seeker had entered the building. I felt it before I heard it, a pressure in my chest, like invisible eyes searching. She stopped suddenly and pulled me back. From above, something slid along the ceiling, its shape shifting, its surface reflecting the red light in unnatural angles. It paused, as if listening. My breath caught. She pressed 2 fingers to the wall. The light from her suit dimmed, and the band on my wrist grew cold. Seconds stretched. Then the thing moved on, crawling upward, disappointed. She exhaled slowly. "It almost locked onto you." We continued downward, step by step, until the air grew damp and cold. The basement door was half rusted, marked "Authorized personnel only." She placed her palm on it, and the metal peeled back like it was made of liquid. Beyond it was not a normal basement. The room was wider than the building above should allow, filled with old machines, broken pipes, and symbols etched into the concrete, symbols that glowed faintly when she entered. "What is this place?" I asked. "A blind spot," she replied. "Built during your Cold War. Humans didn't know it, but they accidentally created safe zones." Suddenly, the lights went out completely. In the darkness, a new sound emerged, closer than before. She turned to me, urgency in her eyes. "They know we're here now." A blue glow ignited in her hand, forming a compact energy blade. "Whatever happens," she said, "do not remove that band." From the far end of the room, something moved. And this time, it wasn't alone. The air in the basement thickened, heavy with a low, vibrating hum. From the darkness, the seekers emerged, 3 of them now, shapes bending and reforming as if reality struggled to hold them. Their surfaces reflected the blue glow of her energy blade, scattering light across the concrete walls. She stepped in front of me without hesitation. "Stay behind me," she said. "This ends here." One of the seekers lunged. She moved faster than my eyes could follow, slicing through the air. The blade cut cleanly, releasing a burst of light that rippled through the room. The creature collapsed into fragments of fading energy. But the others adapted. The band on my wrist suddenly burned hot. Symbols raced across it, syncing with the glowing marks on the floor. The basement shook, and I realized the symbols weren't random, they were a system. Now, she shouted. Touch the ground. I dropped to one knee and placed my hand on the concrete. A surge rushed through me, fear, clarity, strength, all at once. The blind spot activated, flooding the room with light. The remaining seekers froze, their forms flickering, unable to maintain shape. They can't exist here, she said, relief breaking through her voice. With a final pulse, the creatures vanished, leaving only silence behind. The light slowly returned. The hum faded. For the first time since she entered my room, everything was still. She turned to me, her expression softer than I'd ever seen. You shouldn't have survived that, she said. But you did. What happens now? I asked. She smiled slightly. Now they know humans can fight back. She touched the band on my wrist. It dimmed, but didn't disappear. This wasn't an accident, she added. I didn't choose your room by chance. Before I could ask what she meant, the light around her bent, folding inward. She was gone. I stood alone in the basement, the symbols fading beneath my feet. But the band was still warm. And somewhere far above the earth, something had taken notice.